Hello friends, welcome back. Hearty welcome to you. We are actually going through the example to understand calculus, differentiation and integration at a high level. So I'll continue with another example to get a better insight or better understanding of differentiation and integration. We'll take the same example, that's a familiar distance, speed and time, distance, velocity and time. So we have two graphs here. I'm going to take a function now. The function is nothing but s equal to 2t square. That's a function. Now what we are interested in, we want to find out if the time changes, then how to find out the derivative of this function, that's nothing but instantaneous velocity at a particular time. First, before doing that, let's try to graph this function and see. Now you can see that this is nothing but of the form s equal to ut plus half at square, where u equal to 0 and half a is equal to 2. So we have s equal to 2t square here. Let's try to graph this and see how this comes. At t equal to 0, s is 0. At t equal to 1, s equal to 2. At t equal to 2, 2 into 2 square, that's nothing but 2 into 2 square is 8. At t equal to 3, 3 square 9, 9 into 2 is 18. So somewhere here, okay. So that's how our graph looks like. So let's try to just join that. Okay, we can look at the graph now. We have s equal to 2t square graphed here. Now we want to use differentiation to find out the instantaneous velocity at a particular time. Now how to find out the instantaneous velocity at a time t equal to 2 seconds? I have couple of options. Let me just go through them and see which one makes sense. Now s equal to 2t square, I want to find out instantaneous velocity at a time t equal to 2. I have couple of options. I can take 0 to 2. I can take the distances. You know that anyway, velocity is nothing but equal to ds by dt, that is nothing but equal to change in distance divided by change in time. So I can take the distance, I can take to find out the instantaneous velocity. I will take the distances covered between 0 to 2, and I will say s0 to s2 I can take and I can find out. Otherwise what I can do, I can take the distance covered between 1 second to the distance covered between 2 seconds, and I can divide that by 2 minus 1. I can do that. Or the better way will be, I can go, since we want it at 2, can I go to s equal to 1.9999, something like that, which is almost equal to 2. Go there and find out the difference between the distances. From this graph I should be able to do that and divide that by dt. So we are saying here this is nothing but equal to v t equal to 2 is s2 minus s0 by 2 minus 0. Here it is s2 minus s1 by 2 minus 1. Here it is s2 minus s of 1.9999, whatever we have taken, divided by 2 minus 1.999. So that's nothing but equal to 2 minus 1.999. So you can see that what we are trying to say here, is, if you want to find out, or you can also do another thing actually, you can take between 2 and 2.0001. that is also another option you have. You can take s equal to t to s equal to 2.00001, and from that the velocity, instantaneous velocity at time equal to 2 is nothing but s of 2.000001 minus s of 2, that's nothing but distance covered between that time divided by the time, that's nothing but 2.00001 minus 2. So what we are trying to say here is, if we want to calculate the instantaneous velocity at a time equal to 2, if we want to calculate the instantaneous velocity at a time t equal to 2, let us take a distance which is almost, let us take a time period which is almost equal to 2 but a little bit either greater than 2 or less than 2. So if I am able to do that, let me just put it in another color so that it's easy. What I am saying is, if I am able to take the time which is almost equal to 2 or which is either on the left side or on the right side, we will see in the limits actually what's the meaning of that. But what we are saying is, if we want to calculate instantaneous velocity at 2, I have options is, I can take distance at 0, distance at 2. Based on that I use ds by dt, difference in time, distance by difference in time. I can find out, it may be approximate. I can go for 1 and 2, I can find out, that may be a little bit better than that but may not be accurate. But if I can take a value which is almost equal to 2, then unless something surprise miracle happens, I am sure that this ratio of s of 1.99 to 2 or 2.001 to 2 divided by the time will give me accurately the instantaneous velocity. So how to calculate that? For that, what we will do, we will say that we are interested in instantaneous velocity at a time, instantaneous velocity at a time t equal to, let us say, the t1 itself. Okay, so what will happen now? Suppose then the instantaneous velocity is nothing but equal to ds by dt, that is equal to s of t plus, let us say, h is the delta x, or I can say delta x, or nothing but h is a value which is almost equal to 0. So that minus of s of t, that's nothing but you are saying that the time at which you want instantaneous velocity, take a time which is add to that time a value h which is almost equal to 0. Now find out the difference between their distances and divide that by the time. That's nothing but equal to s of t plus h minus of s of t divided by tt cancels, you will have h. And we are saying as h tends to 0 because we want to have accurate value, that means at the time both of them should coincide. Now let us see what is s of t plus h, because our s is 2t square. So can I say this is nothing but equal to 2 into t plus h whole square minus s of t is nothing but equal to 2t square divided by h. Now if you simplify that, we will have 2 into, I can write it as t square plus h square plus 2ht minus 2t square divided by h, which is nothing but equal to 2t square will, okay, we have 2 taken out, so we have t square cancel out. I'll have 2h square plus 4ht divided by h, which is nothing but equal to 2h plus 4t. Now we are saying that h should be 0 to us because we want to have the instantaneous velocity. That will give you instantaneous velocity is nothing but equal to 4t. So now this is nothing but called as derivative. The derivative of s equal to 2t square is nothing but equal to 4t. Actually we have applied the first principle of differentiation and find this. What we are saying now, let me just try to repeat that again because this is very important. So we have the function s equal to 2t square. You want to find out now instantaneous velocity by differentiation. So the differentiation, what it will do, what we can achieve with the differentiation is, if we are able to find out, here the instantaneous velocity at a particular time, let us say t equal to 2, what I can do is I can choose another time period which is almost equal to 2 but not equal to 2, something like 2.0001 or 1.999, and if I am able to calculate the velocity, that will be almost equal to the instantaneous velocity. Not only that, if that gap almost becomes equal to 0, then you will find out the instantaneous velocity. So what we are saying by definition that of differentiation, that v instantaneous velocity equal to ds by dt, we have substituted s of t plus h, where the gap between t and this small thing is nothing but equal to h. So we have taken that and we have found what is the instantaneous velocity at any particular point of time. That's nothing but s of t plus h minus s of t by h. If you simplify that, you will get 2h plus 4t, but we want h to be 0. We have to understand that h is tending towards 0. So h I want it to be 0, then I will get the value as 4t. Now once you got the 4t, so this is called the first part, differentiation. So s equal to 2t square, you are able to find out the instantaneous velocity, that is nothing but equal to 4t. Now let us go back. We have the 4t with us. We have been given velocity equal to 4t. Now how to find out the distance? This is nothing but integration. So let us see how this works out. Okay. Now what we have said to integration is nothing but to find out the function back, or what we will do is we will find out the area under the curve between 2 points. Now let us try to plot this. V equal to 4t, at t equal to 0 it is 0, at t equal to 1 it is 1, at t equal to 2 it is 8, at t equal to 3 it is equal to 12. Now if you are able to join this, now what is the area under this curve? The area under this curve is this whole thing. Similarly, in the last example we have seen area is rectangle. Now you can see that the area is of triangle. Now you want to find out the distance at the time t equal to 3. What we have to do is we have to find out the area of this curve. We know that this is nothing but equal to 3. We know that this is nothing but equal to 12, and we know this is equal to 3. Now you know how to find out the area of the triangle. The area of the triangle is nothing but equal to half. Can I say distance equal to area of triangle equal to half into 12 into 3, that's nothing but equal to, again go back to 18 meters. You can check that at 3 it is nothing but equal to 18. At 3 it is nothing but equal to 18. So this is an example which will throw a little bit of light on what's the difference between differentiation and integration, and I hope you understood this. So in the next session we will look into limits, where we will try to understand limits and go ahead with the limits and how to find out the limits of algebraic, non-algebraic and different types of functions. Let me just recap this. What we have done, we have been given a function s equal to 2t square. Now by differentiation we want to find out, or we want to find out the derivative. We want to find out. Now can you tell me what is at the end? You found that v equal to 4t is nothing but the tangent to the curve s equal to 2t square at any point t equal to t. So if you substitute t equal to some value, whatever you want, you will get the slope of the tangent to the curve at that particular point. So s equal to 2t square is given. We have to find out instantaneous velocity. To find out the velocity, you can take 0 to 2, 2 to 3, 1 to 2, but we found that the better one will be go to a value which is almost equal to 2 but not equal to 2. So we said that difference is h. Now we have applied the formula that v equal to ds by dt, because that's what derivative is. We say that as part of differentiation, the differentiation derivative is nothing but a difference in the function for a small changes, but for a change in the domain, for a small change in the domain, what is the change in the function? The ratio is nothing but derivative. We found that that's equal to 40. Now once we are able to obtain that it is equal to 40, now how again go back to the distance. For that we have taken v equal to 40. Now we have plotted the graph for velocity and time. We want to find out the distance. The integration says that you want to go back to the function, find the area under the curve. Now this is the line we have here. So the area under this particular line is nothing but, we have a triangle here, half into 12 into 3, that's nothing but equal to 18 meter, which is exactly equal to the distance covered in 3 seconds by s equal to 2t square. Now what we understood by this is very simple. We understood d by dt of 2t square, that's nothing but differentiation of 2t square, or derivative of 2t square is 4t, and we also understood this is integral, which we will use as integral here, and this is d by dt. Integral of 2t square is nothing but equal to 4t plus c. You will appreciate this once you go to the differentiation and integration, but this is the fundamental example which will throw you light on how to understand that. So see you in the next session. Thanks for your time. Bye for now.